Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Fumble Live. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. We are going into Christmas week. This is crazy to me. This year just flew by. We've got a lot to talk about. You guys see the headlines. You probably heard about it. Kyrie expected to come back part-time, but then immediately went into COVID protocols. We're going to talk about that. And Chris is going to revisit the Jake Paul fight, which was just ridiculous. But before we get into all that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And this is the Monday Morning Fumble Squad. I'm Jackie Ray. You can follow me on all things social media at Jackie Ray TV.
It's your boy Chris. You can find me everywhere at CK2K. And it is also my birthday week. I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah,
Wait,
me and
are you
Jesus,
a Christmas baby?
I'm Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve.
You're Christmas Eve. Oh, the wise men was just getting there.
Aww. Right. So, yeah, competing with the big man upstairs, it tends to get a little forgotten, but it's all good. But my mic, that's my first birthday gift. Is my mic tripping out on me, brand new mic. But we'll see if we can.
Man,
Jackie, how was your weekend?
Well, Chris, it was good. I had a pretty good time. We had I didn't do anything on Saturday as planned. I just wanted to sit around, and then we had a kind of a nice holiday party here in my building, so I got to meet some neighbors while simultaneously beating them in spades, which was fantastic. And then, but I will tell you this, Chris, a word of advice: you can do like my dad did. So my dad is a Christmas baby, right? So he used to. We always had to give him his presents first, and if you walked in the house with only one present, you held up everybody else getting their presents because you had to go back out and get another one because he's like, no, this is my Christmas present. Where's my birthday present? Nobody else can open their presents until I get my stuff. So
I respect that. I respect that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm expecting two from everybody. Okay, there it is.
Everybody. Even if one of them is a car. But what you're not going to do is walk in here with one gift. So
the car better not be empty or it doesn't count. No.
Exactly. All right, let's get into this first need to know news because I'm just going to do the I was right dance. I told you at some point the Nets would relent and they would bring back Kyrie. I thought they were going to try to do it. I figured it would be a part-time status because of the mandate in New York, but I thought with this new mayor coming along that maybe somebody with the Nets would talk to the mayor and be like, bro, hook us up. But we're just seeing too many COVID cases for that to happen, so I understand why they're like, okay, we'll just relent and do it part-time. We also kind of knew that was going to happen right after KD had that 51-point game. He played, 41 minutes in that game, and then the very next game, he played 48 minutes. And now he was out on Saturday with ankle soreness. You can't maintain that. You kind of need your boy back. James Harden is in COVID protocols. So here we go. The Nets are like, damn, we got no other choice. We have to bring back Kyrie. So the GM, Sean Marks, he issued this statement, which is funny to me because let me just read this to you. It says, several months ago, we made a decision that was based around what was best for the team. What was best for the team at that point was continuity. And I think we all see that continuity right now over the course of the last week, and whatever the future looks like may be out of the window for a while, and we're going to navigate that as best we can. So the very next day, Chris Haynes posted this, which basically kind of echoed what we were saying. So I think I have the tweet from Chris Haynes that basically says, Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving has been placed in health and safety protocols, team say. So people got all up in arms about this and was like, oh my God, they brought Kyrie back and now Kyrie is tested positive. Based on what I read about this and the rigorous testing he has to go through, plus the getting back in shape, this is just what he had to go through. This does not necessarily mean he has COVID. This means he's in COVID protocols to make sure he's negative before he comes back. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that. But Chris, what do you think about this?
Well, I'm not going to always try and find an excuse to get out of talking about Kyrie Irving, but Devin's in the chat. So I just want to say what's up to Devin. She came in here, she's saying what's up to everybody. Hey! So I just wanted to give you some love. What's up, Devin? How you doing? And my birthday's Friday. It's not my birthday today. It's Friday.
Can I just say, everyone in the chat, Devin is here. Get your grammar right. Okay, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
But yeah, Kyrie Irving. Yeah, first and foremost, yeah, you said that they were going to recant on it. And at the same time, like I've been saying, they aren't winning anything without Kyrie Irving. Now, their hand was forced a little bit here, and they did ultimately. I don't know if it got switched up, but they did ultimately say that it was going to be a part-time thing where he would only be playing the away games.
Right.
But then as we all expected, what happened the very next day? You know what I mean? So it's just like the Nets are a mess right now. The NBA is a mess, but at the same time, like, I feel like their hand was forced more than anything else. I'm not going to completely bash the Nets on this particular moment because I feel like they had no other choice but to rescind. I mean, look, the Knicks just did the same thing with Kemba Walker, and now Tom Thibodeau's getting a bunch of heat, as he should have, because I think he was a little premature with that whole situation. But he was forced to play Kemba Walker because we missed our entire team. So I don't know if this is necessarily a Nets recanting thing more than they're a Nets being desperate situation.
So it's not just the Nets when it comes to this COVID situation. A lot of teams, like you said,
True.
We saw the Bulls suffer not too long ago. The Lakers are suffering across the board. Everything that could go wrong in the world is happening to the Lakers, just so you know. And then I saw Ice Tray went into the COVID protocol. So it's across the board. I also read over the weekend, though, that some colleges on the East Coast are saying, you know what, this is getting too rampant. We're shutting it down. At what point does the NBA say we've got too many guys that are testing positive, even those who are vaccinated? We need to redirect. Obviously, the NBA is never going to shut down the season. I see some people in chat saying that that's not going to happen for monetary reasons. But do we dial it back? Do we go back into a bubble-like situation? Or do we just say, hey, it just is what it is, and we're going to finish the season out?
I think this is a more of a timing thing. I think because we're in the holiday season where a lot of their money is going to be coming from Christmas games, you know, the end of the year games and all these kind of things. It's just, you know, everyone's home watching basketball. I think that's the main reason why they're not even considering taking a break from the NBA. I think if this was happening like, you know, mid-February, like end of February or the beginning of November or something like that when the season first began, I think they probably would have considered taking like a week at the very least off, or maybe a few games, you know, postpone like a few games for the week. But because of the time of the year and they know that this is their money time, I don't see it happening right now. And I think that's the main reason why it's not happening right now.
So if we come back after Christmas, you know, let's say we're second week of January and we're still seeing teams suffer from this. We're still seeing whole teams, well, at least half the bench, or if not all the bench, go into COVID protocols. Do we revisit and say, let's take a break till mid-February? Or do you now that you're in it, you're just into the thick of it and you just keep moving?
Yeah, I don't see it being a bubble situation or shutting it down or anything like that. I think if there was ever a pause, I think that's all it would be. I think it would genuinely be just a pause for teams to be away from each other, get everything back together, vaccinations, COVID tests, to make sure everybody is back on track. They'll probably do a thing like an all-star break type thing where everybody will be on their own for a week. Everyone stays home and and then they'll do like a 2-day training camp so everybody gets back in shape. And then they get 2-day. I thought I said 2 week. 2-day training camp, and then they get back on track with the season. I don't know what that does for the season. Does that push it a few weeks and all that kind of nonsense because the game's already scheduled and whatnot? But that's the most I can see happening. I just don't think they'll shut it down. I don't think we'll go back to a bubble. I don't think they'll go back to banning fans. I think it'll just be like a monetary pause.
It's interesting that you say that because I agree, but I don't think that that's the right thing to do. I think that we're just seeing too many cases, and if it's going to become a detriment to the teams, and I don't want to see people like changing the COVID protocols like the NFL did that says, okay, if you're vaccinated and you don't have any symptoms, we're not testing you anymore. That's not right. It's not logical. So I don't really know what the solution is. I do think taking a step back. I think Julio in the chat said we should take a step back till February, which is what I said. I agree with you. Let's get through Christmas because they're going to do that anyway. But then after that, I felt like, okay, let's take a break till February. But we know that's not going to happen. So we'll watch and see. Somebody in the chat, I just wanted to see your thought. My Holy King says Kemba is not killing anything but his reputation. You care to respond to that, Chris?
Kemba's killing his reputation. I mean, there's a rumor going on that Kemba and Tibbs are butting heads, and it's a whole thing. But I don't know how true it is. But if anything here, I think Tibbs is ruining his reputation with how he handled the Kemba situation. I agreed initially because Kemba was not playing well, but I didn't agree about taking him out of the rotation altogether. So he proved himself in that Boston game, but I'm also going to put it on Kemba. Like, is that just a Boston thing because that's your former team, or is that who you're going to be from now on? So I don't know if Kemba's really killing his reputation. I don't understand that comment. I don't get it.
Yeah, I didn't either. So that's why I was like, maybe Chris will know. All right, so that's all we got for Need to Know News. Chris, can you take us into the post up on this fine Monday?
Yes, my mic may suck, but my notes are ready. It's time for Post Up with your boy Chris. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This mic right. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. But we are going to power through it like the Saints did yesterday. No Sean Payton. No, there's. I can go down the list of the players that were missing. Vital players too. Nonetheless, I'm glad we got Cam Jordan back after missing them from last week. But the Saints were up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the team that everybody was so, they're so excited. And mind you, they still might be most likely going to be one of the contenders going into Super Bowl season. But there's one thing that I know is that the tables have been turning, okay? They get their Tom Brady, and now all of a sudden they get a good team, and now the Saints beat them. When they're bad teams, they used to beat us all the time. When the Saints were the good team in the division and the Buccaneers sucked, they always beat us 2-0 every single season. Now that they're the good team and we're here rebuilding, now we're getting their numbers. So that's all I care about. That being said, this game was a nationally televised game going into Sunday, and I'm going to be completely honest, I was not happy about that because although I was expecting that my team was going to go into this game fighting and I was hoping we were going to win, I just didn't want the other outcome. If we lost, it was going to be nationally televised, and I'm going to have to hear all the memes about Drew Brees talking about the Saints while the Saints are getting beat and all these kind of things. I didn't want to hear any of it. But nonetheless, Saints did what they had to do. And the best part is, and this is my favorite thing, and I love when this happens when it's other teams, but I love it better when it's my team, is before the Sunday night game, NBC does this whole prediction thing where they ask everybody on the panel who they think is going to win. And you find out, everybody thinks it's the favorited team, and then the underdog always ends up winning. And that's my favorite thing. But tonight, it was different because it was my Saints. And the one person who had our back, Jackie, the one person who had our back.
Yes, man.
I don't have to say. Just watch the video.
Taysom Hill scored enough points without Sean Payton, both his big money tackles.
Oh, yeah, Saints edited this. Enjoy it.
Man, I'm on the bus.
Sorry, I mentioned that point.
I'm gonna have to go with the home team. I'm gonna go with Tom Brady and the Bucks.
I'm going with the Bucks. I agree with what he said.
I like the Bucks tonight.
I'm with you, Mike. I like the Bucks as well.
I'm going with Snoop. Keep clacking, and you know what's happening. So it's going to be Tampa Bay for me, Coach.
I'm going to pick the Bucks also.
I will not make the mistake that all of you are making right now. I'm taking the Saints.
Yes, Drew.
Shout out to the Saints social media team for dropping that banger of a comeback because, yes, as you saw, everybody went for the Buccaneers. And, Tony Dungy, I didn't expect anything less from you because, you probably still a little butthurt about 2009. I get it. You still feeling the type of way. I'm wearing the shirt. This is the sweater going into that Super Bowl game. But I get it. I understand. But everyone else is feeling the type of way, and I get it. It's the easy choice, But, Jackie, I know I was tripping, but I'm still nonetheless, even though I know that our odds are not with us because we do not have Jameis Winston and we've been injured and stuff like that, I never go into a game thinking, well, we're going to lose today. I don't have that Knicks mentality when it comes to the Saints. And we went out there and we played a good game. So, Jackie, how are you feeling about that win? It was 9-0. I understand, low-scoring game.
Yes,
but all that matters is that we got the job done.
Yeah, there were definitely some opportunities that we could have scored. We could have done things a little bit differently. I will say one of the things that I did not expect that I did see in that game was this is the first game. And, of course, remember, Sean Payton was out. And so our say his name, Chris, because it's escaping me right now.
Dennis Allen? Dennis Allen? Or
yes.
the assistant? He was our defensive coordinator.
Yeah, and Sean Payton had told him, don't run this game like you think I would run it. Run this game like you would run it. Right. And he did. He went out there. There was things were a little bit different. And this was the first time that I was like, maybe Taysom could be a quarterback. This is the first game that I've said that. Up until Sunday's game, I was like, nah, y'all playing him wrong. He's supposed to come in and out of the game, confuse the defense. He's not a freaking quarterback. I'm going to take that back. And then we did our thing, and I'm excited. And then I got that notification because, I have my notifications on from when the Saints post stuff. And it says, the Saints just posted a video. And I was like, oh, God. Because everybody's been getting hurt. So in my head, I was like, somebody done got hurt.
Somebody got hurt again.
So when I opened it and it was that, I was like, come on, Saints.
I loved it. Absolutely. No fear, nothing. They went right in and I loved it. Even giving Snoop Dogg the clown. Like they didn't care. They didn't care. And that's what it's about. Who that, baby? Now let me go for these comments real quick before we move on, because I know the comments in here talking spicy. Like my man Pounds and everything saying the Saints defense and the kicker did everything. They're part of the team, right? They're the part of the team, right? What are you trying to tell me? We still won. We got 9 points on the board. We won the game. You expect me to sit here and be like, oh, Taysom Hill didn't have a big. I don't care if Taysom Hill has a big game. That's not his job to have a big game. The job is for us to win the game. So you can have that.
But he still looks good, though. He still looks good. He still looks poised. He exactly took care of the ball. There was a couple of times where I was like, oh, he's going to throw it. It's a bad situation. He did not. He brought it down and he ran it. He looked good. He looked good.
Yep. And then my man Gary Turbo, who just can't let it go. I don't know who your favorite team is, but he said, from that bounty year. So we just gonna stick to that old meme, old meme. Now, mind you, I also want to say this. Yes, the Saints got caught. That was the big problem. Okay, Greg Williams, shame on you. Blah 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 blah. But you gonna act like you don't think that this is a thing that's still going on in the NFL from all the other teams in the league right now? Gary, be better. Stick to the new memes. Get off the old meme. Get off our jock. We got the W. Anyways, I'm done with that one. I'm nothing else. I ain't see nothing else disrespectful. Saints own Brady, my Glock, you my guy. Okay, we moving on. Come at me. I'm not afraid. I want the smoke. Moving on to the next one.
Right.
We're going to the Los Angeles Lakers, and a cool moment. You know, I talked about Kemba Walker getting his redemption against the Boston Celtics, but somebody else was also getting redemption after being out of the league for a minute and getting opportunities here and there, but not really getting an actual opportunity when he was signed. And now with the situation with the Lakers missing players and injuries and whatnot, they went on, as we talked about last week, they went on and signed Isiah Thomas. And, you know, Jackie's excited about it. I'm excited for Isiah. You know, a lot of you guys who are Laker fans in chat, you guys are excited about it. And IT, he delivered right away. But before we even talk about that, what I thought was really dope was the message and the kind words that came from Carmelo Anthony, because I think we forget about it now because the people who were right and had common sense knew that Carmelo Anthony was still a basketball player. But there was a time, for those who may not remember, there was a time when people were really, really trying to get you to believe that Carmelo Anthony just suddenly fell off and needed to retire. Right. Y'all remember that? That was just a few years ago. There were people who really with their mouths and get paid from the Disney company over at ESPN and the other one over at Fox that really wanted you to believe that Carmelo Anthony was done. And then when he had the years he had in Portland, then they're singing his praises again. I'm glad to see Melo back. So I just want to say remember that was a point in time. So with that being said, Carmelo Anthony, he felt what IT was going through. There's a whole emotional situation for IT. He just wanted to be back in the league. Remember how high he was when he was in the Boston Celtics, and then that whole situation going the way it did. So Melo had he had some dope words for him, and he was also He felt like he understood the situation. So Carmelo Anthony saying this. He said, it's something that I can relate to. I know the feeling of believing in yourself when everybody counts you out. I know that. Him standing on what he believes in and believing in his game, believing in his talent, his skill, and what he can do. I was out a damn near year and a half. It's still the same mentality that we go through, the same mindset. At times it gets stressful. I'm sure you want to get down on yourself. As you can see, he was prepared for whatever moment. I'm just happy he's back in the league. It just so happens to be with us. And he's talking about in that first game back. Now, we talked about him having 42 points in the Denver, I still don't know their name, the Gold or whatever, the Denver Nuggets G League affiliate. He had 42 points in that game, and he looked like IT. Like he did not belong in there. Lakers swiped him up. And in that first game, playing with the Lakers, he had a solid game, Jackie. If we can get I don't know if the highlights are playing right now. Yeah, he had himself a nice debut against the Wolves. 19 points in a few minutes. He was looking good. He was looking spry. I hate that he had to wear 31. Rondo was forced to wear number 4. At the end of the day, this is all Kent Bazemore's fault, bro. Just give Rondo back his 9. You could add a different number. IT could have been wearing his 4. It would have been happy, but it's neither here nor there. But yeah, he looked good in that first game. He also looked good last night for you guys. I know it's an unfortunate outcome. I'm sorry. Lonzo and DeMar DeRozan doing what they had to do. They had to win that game. But he got the start in that game, Jackie. And, I know you've been talking about, them needing a spark for the team. You've also been trying to talk about, maybe a Russell Westbrook to the bench kind of situation. They didn't do that, but, with IT coming to the starting lineup, do you think that that's something that could help them long term, or that was just a desperate move because of the injuries?
I mean, IT's going to bring a level of energy regardless. right now, what the Lakers need, we're not gonna get because we need a miracle right now because everything is just going wrong for us. We don't have that chemistry. It's a struggle every time we're out there. It's a struggle. It's still fun to watch because LeBron is going to be 38 on the 28th. No, 37 on the 28th, and he still looking like he's young and spry. So it's fun to watch, but it's not fun to watch how it's just kind of one-sided when it comes to him. So it's going to be fun to watch IT the same way, but it's not. I just don't have a lot of. I mean, maybe the NBA needs to take this break so we can take a break and regroup because something's wrong. Wrong.
Sure. Gary, was it Gary? Sorry, I lost the chat. Gary Turbo. Yeah, Gary Turbo said Alex Caruso and DeMar DeRozan. Get it right, Chris. Nah, Lonzo did his damn thing. Don't be disrespectful. This is what I'm talking about. 19 points in 38 minutes. Stop disrespecting. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Stop disrespecting this. Caruso was great. Caruso did what he's supposed to do. I get that. But don't disrespect Lonzo, man. Don't disrespect. But I think Jackie's going to everything you just said. You're not going to like the next one, even though you know what the next one is, because it primarily goes into what you're talking about with the Lakers needing everything that they can get. I know this is your guy. What's your nickname for Anthony Davis again, Jackie Ray?
Mr. Glass.
Mr. Glass, indeed. Now, look, I was watching a whole different basketball game, but I'm always logged in and checked in tune on Twitter whenever I'm talking about my Knicks, but I'm also seeing what's going on around the league, so I know what other games to have on my second monitor as I'm going throughout the night. So I'm watching my Knicks, and I'm talking about my Knicks, and I see a notification coming up with a picture of Anthony Davis holding on to his ankle. Anthony Davis is out or doubtful due to a severe ankle injury. And we saw this video come up right here where he goes in there, and yes, he goes and he terribly rolls his ankle. The way he was rolling around, couldn't stand up. It was the end. Anthony Davis was done. I was like, damn, that's a tough break. I wonder how long he's going to be out. Then again, I wasn't watching the game, so I didn't see what had happened in between. Then I see another tweet talking about Anthony Davis severes a terrible knee injury and is doubtful to come back. I'm like, what do you mean? When he came back from that ankle injury, I thought it was so severe. The picture looked like he was crying. He was hurt. It looked like it was something serious. So then I saw this video, and here's what happened with the knee injury.
Stories here for the Lakers. Another injury to Anthony Davis, who actually went down to the ground in the tunnel trying to make his way back to the locker room with an apparent left knee injury. And then he was able to get up and make it back to the locker room.
Damn, that hurts my heart.
In some pain.
Looking at it hurts, man.
And look,
yeah, no one wants to hear you, Richard Jefferson. So yeah, and then we eventually found out that it was a sprained MCL, and he's gonna be out for 3 weeks, Jackie? It's a long time, right? Like
3 weeks.
Right.
4 weeks. I'm sorry. 4 weeks. 3 to 4
weeks. Golly, yes, 3 to 4 weeks. Golly, even longer than I thought. So yeah, man, the saga.
Ankle, let me just.
Please.
There's okay.
Go ahead.
I'm trying.
Floor is yours.
For a person who has as many ankle problems as Anthony Davis has,
right?
To see him in low top shoes pisses me all the way off.
Yeah.
You need to be in damn near Timberlands when you out there. I don't understand why he's rocking these low top shoes. Can you explain this to me, please?
Yeah. No, you took the words out of my mouth. I told you I have a homie that is a diehard Lakers fan, but he loves Anthony Davis, and he's glad that you guys got a championship, but he is scared for the future without LeBron James and Anthony Davis being the only guy.
Right.
And it's moments like this. He says all the time, he's like, I respect that you're wearing Kobe's, but you should not be wearing Kobe's because your ankles are not built like that. Steph Curry has a whole branded ankle brace that it goes from like the heel of his foot to like damn near his middle of his calf because of the ankle injuries he had. I don't understand why he doesn't just wear ankle braces. I don't care if you're taped up. Wear ankle braces or something if you want to wear your Kobe so bad. Kobe had high top shoes. He had because of his ankle injury, he had those exclusive. You can go get a pair of those. You're a Laker now. Go get some exclusives and do something like that. I completely agree. But nonetheless, he still would have found a way. And I say this was the most, peace and love, peace and love. He still found a way to get injured with the knee injury.
I mean,
That's just unfortunate.
I don't know how to say your name, so I'm not even going to try because it's not spelled in English. But thank you for the $15. We appreciate you. That's amazing. He says European basketball fans are crazy. U.S. basketball fans are calm. We might be calm, but we mad. Well, European fans are disrespectful too. Y'all be saying some racist stuff in the stand. So maybe just fans in general is just crazy. But thank you so much for the $15. Back to AD. You know, here's the thing though, and I'm sorry, I'm a Lake fan. So here's the thing.
Go ahead. No, your floor is yours. I get it.
I've been waiting for AD to turn this corner, right? Because he has been playing not well. He's been playing like he doesn't want to get hurt. So the problem with that is like when that's in your mind, it's almost inevitable. But if you're playing not to get hurt, and there's equipment that can help you not get hurt, why not use the equipment? You know what I mean? And then if you're not mentally ready, sometimes you just have to say, I'm not mentally ready to be back out there. Of course, we would feel some type of way because we're losing right now, but clearly we was going to lose either way. You've got to get back to the point where you're ready to be on the court 100% mentally and physically, because you're doing yourself a disservice. Because if you're not mentally ready, your body's going to follow. Your body's going to follow what your mindset is. So, because I love AD so much, and the fact that I don't even, if the knee injury was going to happen, it was going to happen, but at least take the precautions for your glass ankles to be okay. I don't understand.
No, I get
sorry,
it.
I'm done.
No, go ahead. I look, you know, I would have done the same thing if we were talking about somebody on the Knicks, so I get it. But yeah, I just don't understand. Like, you gotta be like, even if that does not stop it, at least we would understand. Like, if you had an ankle brace and you still twist, we'd be like, damn, he's doing everything he can. Right. He's still getting hurt. That's a different situation. You know what I mean? But no, we see you out there with the lowest of the lows. I think those are the sevens, the Kobe sevens, and he's still out there. Like it's expected. It's expected.
Damn,
but
sandals. You playing in slides,
he went back
damn
out.
near. Come on.
He went back out there and then unfortunately had the knee sprain, and now he's missing some time. I do think that is a problem for Anthony Davis. It's been a problem for Anthony Davis, not just the injuries, but him never staying out long enough to get back to health. Not even just mentally, but just physically. I feel like every time he has a crazy injury like this one, he's back way sooner than he should be back. I'm like, yo, AD's back already. I thought he had a sprained knee. I thought he had a severe high ankle sprain. And he's back. So I think that's also another problem with Anthony Davis. I respect it because, you know, you're trying to do everything you can for your team and this, that, and the third, and I get that. But at the same time, when you have a history of all these injuries, sometimes you just got to, you know, Klay Thompson, you got to just come back when you're absolutely ready. Like Klay Thompson, he could be back this week. That was the initial report, but he's going to be taking another month because he needs more time. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I understand their situation is different because they're winning, but at the same time, you want to be in the game long enough. You want the longevity. We know you're one of the best in the league. You got to stop getting hurt. I know that's not entirely your fault, but I feel like there's ways around it, and I feel like he never stays out long enough to get healthy, and I think this is another one of those examples. But yeah, I'm with you. I like Anthony Davis a lot. I just feel like now I know him more as getting injured than for his skill on the court, and that's not good. Not good. So I'm sorry. We were talking about the Saints earlier. Do you want to talk about the Saints again? Yes, we do. All right, then let's talk about the Saints again because we got to go back to the game because there was some more history in that game. Now we talked about the record with the Saints versus Tom Brady. Even going into last year, it's very, very nice, except for when it matters. Doesn't matter though. But yesterday though, we talked about that 9-0 score that you guys are saying, oh, the offense didn't do anything. The defense. Well, the defense did a very big thing. Not only winning us the game, but they gave Tom Brady one of his very, very few, actually, his first shutout loss in his career. Now, SportsCenter reported this yesterday, saying that Tom Brady entered tonight having never been shut out at home. His 179 career home starts, regular season and playoff games, and is marked the most by any QB without ever being shut out. Well, unfortunately, he's not going to see 180 because that same defense that you guys are not giving enough credit were able to give him his first ever shutout. And I think that's why we saw him out here throwing around this very expensive NFL equipment, Mr. Brady. How dare you? Look at this video. My man. I don't know who the backup quarterback. Who's the back? Is that Blaine Gabbert? I don't know who that backup quarterback is, but he knew. He didn't even flinch. All he did, he didn't even look at Brady. He just went down. He just moved forward a little. Watch how he moves forward just a little bit. Like, go ahead.
Oh,
Tom.
he does. Like, ooh, get out the way.
He's like, oh, here you go. Here goes Tom. Yeah, go ahead. All right. Okay, you got it out.
Oh,
yeah. But it's also Twitter is funny. It's also being speculated that the iPad was already broken in the first place, so that just even frustrated him more. So he just threw it aside. I don't care. I don't know, but it's just Tom Brady. I love making Tom Brady frustrated. It's fun to be on the side that forced him to do that. Who that, baby? I love my team, man. Look at us. They go keep trying to come up with stuff, Jackie. You hear them? They still gonna keep trying to come up with stuff. It don't matter. We won that game, and we're still in the playoffs.
Yep.
I don't know if I want it, but here we're in the playoffs.
For Tom Brady to get shut out, not throw a touchdown that game, and to see him that frustrated, I saw him throw something else earlier. So even if that was broken,
Right.
maybe it's the same one, and he threw it twice.
Oh,
and
maybe he threw it 2 times. Right. That's a good point,
now
too.
the first time I did think it was his helmet, but I wasn't paying
I was
that
going
much
to say, I
attention.
don't think it was a thing. Right.
But maybe the little thing was under, and then his helmet hit it. And for
Same
Patrick,
one. That'd be so unlucky. that poor tablet. RIP to the tablet if that was the case, yo. That'd be so sad.
Wait, Julio, I don't know if you saw the chat from Julio Rivera. It's for you. Do you see it? You got $5. It says, Chris, how old are you? Have a tequila shot on me for being a year older. First of all, we in LA, we're going to need a little bit more than $5. But Chris, take that tequila shot.
I ain't got one on me right now, but I promise you Friday. And of all alcohol.
We not here Friday.
We not here Friday. Well, I will
take it on Wednesday.
Follow me on IG. And you'll see that I'll probably take a shot for you. But tequila is not my favorite, bro. That's the one.
All right, what's your favorite shot?
Let's
take a shot on Wednesday for your birthday. So what's your favorite shot?
Okay. I'm cool with any. I know people are gonna be like, "What?" I'll do any vodka. I'm cool with vodka. I'm good with the Russian water. Look at her. Look at you looking to make sure you have some. You're good? All right, cool. Yeah. I'm down. I got some too. All right, we'll run that. Yeah, but I got you. Julio, I appreciate you, bro. Birthday is on Friday, but yeah, we'll celebrate on Wednesday. Appreciate you on that one.
Julio, make sure you have your shot available too, so you can take a shot with us. We're going to do a shot together.
Right. And my age is 31, sir. I'm a nice Shane Battier, 31 on Friday. So appreciate you. And last but not least, adult one. This was hilarious. I'm glad that you shouted this one out, Jackie, and put it on it because I saw this and I thought this was so cool. You guys, you ever just look at your dog and just think about how much you just love your puppy? You know what I mean? Jack, you were just dachshund the other day. You ever just think to your dog like, man, you're a cool little dude. Maybe we should go out back and play one-on-one. Probably not that second part, huh? Maybe if you watch Air Bud and you always, I have a friend that he as long as I've known him, now we're in our 30s and whatnot, but he always wanted to get a dog and train him so he can just play basketball with them like Air Bud because of how inspired he was by Air Bud. I don't know how healthy that is for their snout to be doing that on a regular basis, but this little guy playing with a softer ball played one-on-one with his I don't like calling us owners, but you know what I mean, human with his human. There you go. That's the better way to phrase it. And it was actually really cool. And I love the subtitles because it's because I think this is his account or maybe it's the guy's account. If I'm him, I'm making sure my little corgi has his own damn account because he's adorable. But look. Human was getting cocky. Look, he got real cocky, and he even said it cocky. Time to Curry mode. Watch it. Bop. Yakabow, splack him, and watch this one. Nothing but
look how he's looking at him though. He's looking at him like, "What you got? What you got?"
But the editing on this is cool. He even had he just used a U and then put that. That's so creative to use a U as around the world, and then the different emojis. So I thought this was cool. But yeah, man, shout out to little corgi, man. Corgis, I felt like they were too, bottom heavy because, a lot of pictures of corgis, they got a lot of fur and they'd be looking thick. So I didn't know they can hop like this and they had basketball skills like this. But look at them, man. Look at them go. Look at them. And you're right, Jake. I didn't notice that after he doesn't even look at it go in. He shoots it and looks right at him every single time. Yeah. He's like, do I do good? Swish. You like that one? Swish. So it's like, yeah. Yeah, I thought that was
cool. I love that.
I love that. For sure. But yeah, yes. Jackie Ray, on that note, on this Monday, I'm going to send it over to you on what we not going to do, bars.
What we not going to do. Well, we not. That should be a song. We need musical intros. All right, let's get into this. What we not going to do, you guys. Got to. So I just wanted to revisit this Urban Meyer situation because I'm petty and I think it's funny. But the Jags apparently have no intentions of paying Urban Meyer. So in my opinion, I think one of the reasons why it took them so long to fire him is they had to consult legal, just like when you get fired on a regular job, they have to do the paper trail of he did this, he did this, he did this. So then that way they don't have to pay him. So his contract was 5 years. They didn't ever disclose fully the terms of the contract. I know that he was trying to get at least $12 million a year, which means that the Jags would owe him around $48 million to pay out his contract. So now so let me just say this. Even though I think this is trash, what Urban Meyer is saying, he can't, for legal reasons, say, yeah, I kind of messed up. I did things wrong, blah, blah, blah. Because then, in my opinion, I think he's just going to sue to try to get some of that money. And if you admit fault, just like an insurance, when you hit somebody's car, if you admit fault, then you kind of just wash your chances of winning anything. But some of the things that he is saying to me are just ridiculous. First and foremost, you're saying this to the NFL Network. The NFL Network was very instrumental in you getting fired. But now all of a sudden, you're like, let me talk to the NFL Network again about my situation. So this is the first thing he said that I thought was kind of interesting. He said, I think college has changed quite a bit too. Just society has changed. You think how hard you push. I believe there is greatness in everybody, and it's the coach's job to find that greatness however you do that. Positive encouragement, pushing them to be greater, making them work harder, identifying flaws, and trying to fix them. Okay, so on the surface, I'm not mad at that saying, but you started off with it by saying, I think college has changed quite a bit. Society has changed too. Yeah, society has changed. We have to, first of all, you got to evolve mentally. Everyone has to move forward. So just like before, maybe capital punishment on your kids was viewed as okay. Now we're understanding that maybe there's different ways that will help them learn how to communicate as adults. So now we've learned, we've evolved. So just because you was doing stuff in the past doesn't mean that that's stuff that you need to do now. And when you say I can do anything and everything to motivate people, that instantly says to me intimidation and fear. Just immediately rings out to me that anything is okay, including intimidation, berating somebody, bullying somebody, and which makes sense with him hiring a racist coach that was known for bullying Black players, because in his mind, that's okay. That's how you get people to motivate, right? So then he went on to say this next one. This next one is the reason why I'm like, y'all, please don't give Urban a dime. He says, I think everyone is so fragile right now, and this includes coaching staffs. When I got into coaching, coaches weren't making this kind of money, and they didn't have agents. Everyone is so fragile. We used to be team. I remember talking about it in staff meeting 3 days ago. I got into this profession because I had the greatest high school coach, and it was all about team, all about the huddle. So this is one of those things when I was playing, I never had this struggle. And I still, to this day, I don't have this struggle because the coaches would come at me. Oftentimes, I was the only Black person on the team. So I would be berated. And it's like, you need to do this because the team. There's no I in team. I developed the saying really early on, no, but there's an M and an E. And what you're not going to do is talk to me like this. Because you breaking down someone mentally does not equate them to going out on the court or going out on the field and wanting to play for you. In my case, it was the court, but going out on the field and playing for you to a higher level because they fear you. Fear does not equate to talent like that. It just doesn't. It will make people subservient to you and they'll walk on eggshells to not try to offend you, but it doesn't equate to them going out on the court or on the field and playing well for you, because fear just doesn't translate that. At least athletically, it didn't for me. What translates is you have a coach that believes in you, that respects you, that thinks that you can do it, tells you they can do it. I'm not saying that they don't be. Mr. Annalini was the hardest coach on me I ever had. That man drilled me to the bone. But he did it in a way that I knew that he was doing it because he believed in me. So it wasn't. So then I wanted to work harder for him. He was the coach that saw the best returns from me because I wanted to work harder for him. Intimidating people does not make them want to work harder for you. You can't take somebody like Trevor Lawrence, who is substantially more talented than Gardner Minshew, and make him feel like he's not ready and he has to compete with this man. Because Trevor knows who he is, and he's not going to look at you like, damn, I got to really try harder. I got to work harder. He's going to look at you like, this man is an idiot. He don't know who I am. And then you have this locker room full of Black people, and you're going to bring in this guy who likes to bully black players, that's not going to make these black players look at you like, you know what, Urban really just wants to make us really hunker down and play harder. It's going to make them say, oh, no, he is a racist. I don't give a damn about this man. I'm not listening to him. So to me, Urban is saying that he is just settled in on this old school kind of racist mentality of capital punishment, and nobody in that locker room is checking for it, and that's the problem with our society. I would like to tell you, Urban Meyer, that's a good thing that you had this kind of problem, because that means we're growing as a society, and I hope that we continue to grow, and I hope you don't get your money. Chris, what are your thoughts on this?
I agree, and I love the E and me, but unfortunately, I feel like he's gonna get paid. I agree. I think that they should just be able to cut it and be done with them because of everything you just mentioned. From I don't know if this is a thing that they can do in the NFL, but from the damages that he's done to that damn team, as far as like the different investigations and stuff that was going on with him and it being pointed to the team, like you mentioned, the initial disbelief. And I believe in everybody competing for a spot. I get it. But when you draft somebody number 1 overall and the person in front of them is not like a, wildly 10-year Hall of Fame vet, then we're not having really much of a conversation. Gardner Minshew I think Gardner Minshew still has a spot in the league somewhere else. I know that's not your guy, but he's not good enough to be in the way of a guy like Trevor Lawrence. So there's a lot of different things that I feel like he did poorly, and that's just Jacksonville. We don't even got to talk about what he did collegiately from Florida to Ohio State to wherever else he's been. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree with you on that. I just he's trash, but unfortunately he's still gonna get paid, and that's what pissed me off about this all.
Yeah, it's gonna. Ty says the same thing. He said he's gonna get his money, and that's facts. I'm not saying, but it's gonna be a legal battle. It's gonna be a legal battle because I don't think the Jags are just gonna come off this money. That's my thought. You think they're gonna go through this legally, or you think they're gonna?
I don't.
You think they're just gonna give it to him willy nilly?
Yes, I think it's just because there's gonna be too much work. They feel like they're gonna lose. I think no, Jackie. Here's my thing. I think they should. Because I think that they can win. Okay. But I think because of the past of the history and this, that, and the third, they're gonna take the easy way out, and they're just gonna pay him so they can move on and get next. And I think this is what they're gonna do. I just think that's unfortunately what they're gonna do because it's the Jaguars. But hey, that'd be great if they did it because I think they would win. I think they can. I think they have a case if they try to fight against them because, like I said, I feel like they have done he has done damages in that short space of time towards that organization. So I think that they have a shot, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, well, I think they should. I think they should definitely fight it because they have cause. Otherwise, you shouldn't have waited this damn long. If you wasn't going to fight it, you shouldn't have waited this long. But that's all we got for today's show. You guys, make sure you check us out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Look, we went out of our way not to talk about this Jake Paul fight in this show, but we do have some Jake Paul content.
You went out of the way.
Make sure you check that. I did.
You went out of the way.
He ain't lying. I did. He ain't lying. I was like, I don't want no parts of this. So that's what happened. Anywho, make sure y'all come back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will see you then. Be safe. Bye.
Peace. Bye.
There we go.